Pi Day. It's Pi Day, International Happy Pi Day. Happy Pi Day, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. We're going to have an awesome show tonight. Man, Chris did an awesome job on the UnMasked show. Awesome stuff. You know, I don't have any marine stuff, but boy, if I had a boat, I definitely would have Kicker Marine. So, it's the UnMasked After Show. We're going to have some fun tonight. And without further ado, let's kick off this intro so everyone can get their seat, their popcorn, and their favorite beverage. I will see you guys in 3 minutes. I just love that song. I'm never changing that. It's too good. And it is Tuesday. Thank you for tuning in, everyone. Come on, StreamYard. Here we go. Here we go. I did a few things always. I'm always working on something. Internet guy came out again. Did more mic set check testing. Man, I don't know. I think we're good. I think we're good. We're going to find out. I'm going to rewatch a stream. If you're watching now, rewatch it after it's over for the first 2-3 minutes. Let me know if it sounds good. That's what I always do. But either way, it's Tuesday. This is the UnMasked After Show. I was kind of looking forward to this show. I'm always looking forward to them, but some more than others. And tonight's going to be interesting, especially since today is Beardy's birthday. Happy birthday, Beardy. 3 years old, and I love it. I love it, Deviant. Got everyone's names on there. We got V13, Cornut, Maulin, the Discord. Let's see, SJC. We can't forget about SJC, SKS, and of course, Living Loud with Andy. That's so cool. Thank you, Deviant. Appreciate everyone that's here and everyone that's always tuning in. What's going on? Happy birthday, Beardy. You know what, 25? Don't scare me. Don't scare me. I hear popping and distortion. I hope not. I really hope not. Let me know if it sounds like it's clipping. I don't know. It sounds okay to me. I do hear a little something there. Might be the headphones there. I don't know. Either way, I did a lot of processing for after, and I want to see how it sounds. You know what? Let me make sure that's off. Okay, good. We're cool. Ernie's in here. Yo, 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 fellas. What is going on? Thank you for tuning in, Ernie. Appreciate that you are here, man. You guys are awesome. Chris did an awesome job. What was it? Wet Sounds? I think they're enclosure designer for, you know, the art, not, what are they called? Side-by-sides. They are some awesome, you know, builds. It's crazy that someone can literally make something that is waterproof. Submerge the speakers, the entire vehicle, everything's underwater, and it's not marine. That's crazy. I'm hearing a little bit of, not clipping per se. Let me hear. Okay, it sounds good on the stream end. On my end, it's sounding a little harsh. Maybe I'll just turn it down over here. It might be because I did a lot where my gain's a lot lower, which is a good thing, guys. You don't want to have your gain cranked all the way up. Gain's a little bit lower. We got noise floor, gate resistor, or not even resistors. God, I've been doing amp dyno stuff. It's been crazy. It's been crazy. I know I got the amp dyno actually over here, and I wanted to try a few things. If I stop my camera, because you know what? We do a lot of things off stream, and I want to do it on stream too. And make sure you guys can still hear me in the background music so I can have like 7 cameras up here at once. It's going to be crazy, but I figured that might work. So I don't know. We'll see. It's weird. With the mic right now, I keep hearing it gets louder. Man, I should have done something earlier. I did a lot of testing on this. It sounds fine in the stream. But for some reason, I don't know, maybe it's in the settings on StreamYard. Let me make sure everything's good. Yeah, automatic, just good. All right, we're good. We're good. Wet box. Something like that. You know, the guy really knew what he was talking about with just, you know, not the staging per se, but just making sound go all the way around and having your left and right and just being loud outdoors is totally different than being inside of a vehicle. When you're in a vehicle or in a room, it's a lot easier to just make things sound good. When you're outside, some things are towards your advantage and a lot of things aren't. You're in an open atmosphere and it's harder to get loud. So you need something, 1, that's loud, 2, that's efficient, because I know Mullen was asking about it. What kind of alternator upgrades do they have for these side-by-sides? And man, those are stators, man. Like dirt bikes, quads, anything real small, that's a stator. And I haven't seen a stator bigger than like 40 amps. So you need to have something that's really loud on a little bit of power. And that's what's cool about the kicker gear. I mean, a lot of their stuff is all very efficient, you know, loud for how much power it's going in there. It's not going to be the most efficient thing in the world, just because if you have something that's so efficient, maybe it's not going to sound that good. You got to have balance. So there's always that. But for a lot of things, man, it doesn't take much to get loud. Really doesn't. And that's the best thing that you can do. Danny Eddie, thank you for tuning in. KC Showdown in the house. What is going on? Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. Appreciate you guys. It's weird. On my end, I sound a little raspy. But with the Elgato VST plugins, I don't think it throws it off onto the replay in my ear. But I wanted to get rid of the clipping and the popping, so that's all that matters. If it sounds good to you guys, I don't care. I'll just turn it down over here a little bit. I'm always clipping anyway. DIY audio guy, thank you for hanging out tonight, man. I watched your guys' show last night. I almost missed it. When I don't go to work, it throws me off schedule. It was snowing really bad, so we just didn't go. We don't want to take the chance getting stuck out somewhere. And I was like, oh man, I'm literally at Walmart, and I'm like, it's 8:37. I almost missed audio advice. And I'm like, shoot. And I knew Bass Dad was on there. So awesome show you guys did last night. Thank you for tuning in, man. If you baked a pie, and if the pie was 1 foot across, the circumference of that pie would be pi. 1 foot across. I believe it because the ratio would be 1. I don't know. I'm gonna have to do some math on that one. Thanks for tuning in, DIY. You know, it's International Pi Day, 3.14159, yada yada, goes on forever kind of thing. But, you know, pi is important. Figuring out surface area of a cone, a port, and these are calculations that we all use. I know, you know, a few YouTubers or just people in public, they'll be like, oh yeah, I got 2/18, that's 36, whatever. And it's like, no, it doesn't work that way. You know, you have pi r squared to figure out the, you know, the surface area of a circle, and, you know, that fun stuff. You kind of got to know it. It's 101 stuff, but I feel like we learned a lot of this in high school. And it's like, if you weren't paying attention, you might forget. So it's really important to know what pi is, and that's the whole point of square woofers, that they create 20% more cone area than a circle. It's crazy. The more you know, right? Singer alternator has those. All right, cool. Dad joke acknowledged. They said a 6-channel amp. They said a 6-channel amp on a 15-amp fuse. All right, now this is probably with the KMC5 or whichever, like the 6-channel head unit that they have. I don't know the fuse rating on that, but fuse ratings are kind of, let's put it this way. You can put more current through a fuse than what it's rated at, but it depends how long. So, and I know they were saying that it does, what, 40 watts on each channel at 2 ohms. And that's times 6, so that's a decent amount of power. That's what, 120 watts continuous. So if you do 120 watts continuous, there's your 15 amps right there, man. So I mean, it's definitely doable, 100%, math-wise. And then there's efficiency calculated in and everything else. But right, what's going on, Jeff Wallace? Thank you for tuning in. See, when I yell, I hear clipping, and I never heard clipping before. But if I get rid of that popping on the live stream, I'll deal with it. Man, that's kind of annoying. Maybe I should have yelled a little bit louder. I should have yelled a little bit louder when I was doing everything. You know what I mean? I don't want to wake up the whole house. That's when I do a lot of the testing, is at night. All right, cool. Ernie, peach pie, pecan pie, apple pie, pumpkin pie. I know, I'm kind of wanting pie now. Thanks, guys. Hey, that's the best kind of pie right there. Pizza pie. Yes. Base Dad was a lot of fun, man. You know, I was talking to him a little bit today. Nothing crazy. But an upcoming YouTuber, I like how, you know, they come out of the woodwork, man. It's just one day, it's like, I'm going to do YouTube and I'm doing content. Here it is. And it's cool to see new people come to the scene. We were all one of them at one point. You know what, maybe, let's see. No, I could probably leave it there. Man, I'm sorry, guys. SJC, I with Ernie, pie is great, always eat warm. Yes. All right, guys, I wanted to show you a few other photos too. I know if you're in Kicker Club, you'll see this stuff, but man, this build right here is beautiful. God. He has a bunch of stuff in there. He even has the Power Sport amplifiers. He's got, let me see here, it's got the L7s. See, I'm hearing that clipping on my end. That's so weird. Let me know if I sound like I'm clipping. I shouldn't, at least on that end. There's another thing I can do here. Let's see, is that on? Yeah, that's on. Okay. Anyway, he's got L7s behind the seats. This slingshot is beautiful. Like, how cool is that? It's so cool. There's so many lights, and man, I could just see myself driving down the road in this car. I could definitely see it. It's awesome. Doesn't even look real. It looks like a transformer, like something Bumblebee would drive. Definitely. Here, I'll give a little sound demo here. Or actually, we don't have to do the sound just so we don't get copyrighted, because I got my background music going anyway here. This thing is awesome. I love everyone entering with the weekly kicker build, and it's so hard every week to pick the best one. And I seen this and I stopped looking. I'm like, this is it. You know, the other guys, I'll try to fit them in next week. You just don't see something of this magnitude all the time. You don't. And it turns out the guy lives in West Virginia, so that's not that far from me. I'm like, damn, you're close. That's crazy. So either way, man, beautiful, beautiful build. It's amazing. I can't get enough of that thing. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. All right, as long as it sounds good there, I hear clipping, but it's the processing on the outstream, which is important. And I have everything set on it. You did not hear clipping because of limiter, right? That's the thing. I know, I kind of miss my limiter. And now I don't hear it. And it's bothering me. I'm like, oh my God, I'm clipping. I'm tripping. Try another set next stream or Andy's extras. You know, I want to. I just, you know, I did a lot on the side and I put that video together for you guys. But, you know, just when you're live, it's a little bit different than a private live. I feel like it's just how StreamYard works, man. I don't know. I seen the replay yesterday. I know I was struggling with it, and I feel like it's going to work now, but I do miss that clip limiter built in on my end over here. But hey, it's okay. Jeff Wallace, hit the thumbs up for Andy. Thank you guys. Thank you, Jeff, for tuning in, man. I appreciate that you guys are here. You guys are awesome. Dude, it's beautiful, Kibo. Thing is gorgeous. There's just no other way to explain it. The thing is awesome. Sean Dizer, in my application, I like Neos all around, mids, highs, and subs. You know, if you can get a Neo, you know, I feel like, you know, metal is metal and they're going to have their pros and cons, and Neo has a lot of pros for it, you know, just by how everything works, of how they just handle heat better or they don't, and all these, you know, pros and cons of everything. Weight is the big one, and price too. You know, you're going to be paying more for a sub that has a Neo, and you can try to get a ferrite as close as you can to a Neo or the same. And is it going to outweigh the price? So there's always that, but then maybe you want to pay more just so that you're not breaking your back throwing these giant ferrite woofers into the back of your wall. So I believe it. A lot of you know, 6x9s, components, anything in your doors, that's all usually Neo, more so than not. Not all the time. Not all the time at all. Slingshot, my Ken Arms car leg enemy. Yes, RGA. Thank you for tuning in, man. You know, stuffed crust pizza, that's great, because I remember when stuffed crust pizza came out, you know, everyone had to eat it backwards. If you didn't eat it backwards, you weren't cool. And I hated that. I hated it. But like, you know, once in a while, like, eat it first. I'm like, nah, we eating this normal. I will not bow down to peer pressure. Double E looks like a typical Thai install. See, we're just not used to that kind of stuff here in the States as much. You know, that's pretty extravagant. Plus, you know, unless you're down south, like this guy lives in West Virginia, that's crazy. But either way, yeah, it's not something we usually see. And I'm sure, you know, over there, I believe it. The stunt walls, you see the pickup trucks, that the whole truck bed, it's not a blow through. These speakers are just firing up into the open atmosphere of the world, and they're just spraying it with a water hose and watching the water jump. And, you know, I don't know. I just feel like that's where the Brazilian amplifiers really took off, because of everyone building those kind of systems with just tons and tons of speakers. And you have this one little amp that powers them all. Pasta Hut. I remember when they had a salad bar. They just took mine away not that long ago. Ernie said that thing looks like an amusement park ride. It's awesome, man. The thing is just, it's killer. It's beautiful. When I seen it, I'm like, there's no way that this guy actually owns his car. He took this from like google.com and typed in kicker build, and this came up. No, I did a little bit of, you know, background looking on his Facebook and stuff. Oh yeah, it's his. I'm like, damn. And then he did reply to me eventually, everything that he has in the car. I can take a look real fast if I can find it. I talk to a lot of people every day. It's it's really crazy, but I mean, I'm kind of used to it now. Let's see, it should be relatively Arlo. Arlo. See, there's nothing personal on there. Okay, good enough. Let's see here. All right. He's got the kicker EQ. I'm running 2 kicker L710s. And let's see. 16 kicker KM 6.5s, 4 KMF 124s, 6 kicker PXA 300s. There's the Power Sports. 6 of those 300.4s, 2 of the PX 100.2s. I want one of those. A kicker KMA 800.1. The non-kicker EQ is a Dayton 408 DSP, 4 DS18 Pro TW12B, 2 DS18 looks like tweeters, 4 hertz super tweeters, and more tweeters. Just it's a lot of stuff. It's crazy, and I'm like, dude, that's amazing, man. Thank you so much. Like, man. Tom Williams, hello, good evening. Thank you for tuning in, Tom. Appreciate it. You are here, man. Arlo, speaking of Arlo, thanks for showing off my slingshot. Thank you for submitting it on Kicker Club. Kicker Club is better than sliced bread. It really is. If you like Kicker, man, and it's just great that we get to cultivate and just share our builds, man. It's awesome, and thank you so much for, man, I got to see that in person one of these days. You're not that far away from me. And thanks for tuning in, man. Appreciate it. Let's see here. Jeff Wallace, love when the bass drops and everything in the cup holder start jumping. That's when you know you're really starting to get pretty loud. You know, things start moving that normally don't. Gregory White, what do you cross over most, components and sub? I'm at 100 for both. Is that bit? You know, every build is going to be different. It depends, you know, what your enclosure with your subwoofer in your vehicle, what kind of range is it ideal to play, and what kind of music you play too. There's something in there. Maybe you don't want to have it so where it's playing like 60, 70 hertz as loud, and you can lower that crossover on whatever dB slope, 12 or 24. It's usually 12 if there is no other setting, and make the sound a little bit more crisp. You know what I'm saying? For the type of music you're playing. That's why I don't really tell people, oh yeah, just set your high pass at 80 and, you know, your low pass at whatever. And because every scenario is different, it really is. But 100 isn't bad, and it depends the slope. You know, I usually do tell people, you know, go 80. But if you play music that maybe is like a rock music, or I don't know, I'm trying to think of something. It depends your front stage too. You know, how well your front stage can meet up and mesh with the woofer. You kind of want it to mesh well. You don't want it to overmesh, because I've overmeshed and it just sounds kind of sloppy. And you don't want it to be so far apart where you're just missing frequencies that should be played. Or maybe you play music and your system isn't geared that well, and you want that wider gap, because when you have it meshing, it doesn't sound good. And I've just done everything. So it's like, listen, like, okay, maybe we just sounds good. Even when I play this music, because I can't play that with the type of enclosure and the type of front stage and my entire system as a whole. So it's a rabbit hole, but honestly, it just go by ear. What sounds good to you? Play with it. Try all different types of songs, man. And when you change one thing, you change two. You know what? I see it now. I actually seen it pop up on the second computer over there. That's kind of convenient, because that's staying with the feed. So if I see a super chat, it's pretty big. Baba, thank you so much with a $20 super chat. Per SJC, rain has been called for. Come on, y'all. Hit the like to show your support. Thank you so much, Baba. Appreciate you tuning in. And since we got Baba here, he sent me a few things. Baba always sending me something, man. I love Baba. But this is for you guys. Check this out. We got decals. We got lots of decals, okay? Living Loud, Kicking It with Andy. We got every single one that's on my website here. We got like 10 each or more. It's crazy. I'm going to use just a few of them, and the rest are going to be for you guys. So on Fridays, and usually because you guys are, you know, doing your own giveaways on my show, and I love you for it. Whenever we don't have anything going on, or maybe just every week, I'll just throw it on there as a separate thing. we're going to give these away, and I'm going to ship these to you probably every Friday. We'll see. But either way, man, thank you, Bubba, so much for your super chat. Thank you for the decals. Thank you for everything you do, and always tuning in, man. Let the rain commence. Mike DePoli with a $10 super chat. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate all that you do. Always hanging out and just being one of the guys, man. I can't thank you guys enough. Andy gets the black heart. Thank you, RGA. Whew. It's so weird hearing that clipping. I don't like it, but I know you guys aren't hearing it because I got every compressor, at least VST stuff. Man, I don't even know how to explain it. Let's see here. Recomp, Renegade, TDSer, Real EQ. Got a lot of things going on here just so it sounds really crisp. And it actually gets rid of my background noise, which is really cool. I mean, this is the Unmasked show, after show, so it's not, you know, crazy. Here, I'll show you what it sounds like. Now, background music's off, and when I was on the Unmasked show, I'm like, ooh, I can hear my air conditioner going. And throwing a noise gate to get rid of that bottom floor, and then setting the attack, just like the other compressors and stuff, it gets rid of that background fan when I'm not talking. Should be entirely quiet, which is awesome. And, you know, it's going to take some tweaking to get everything working. I'll see what I can do about this end over here. It's only when I'm really yelling that I hear it, and I'm like, clipping. Thank you, Mike DePoli. Appreciate you guys so much. SJC, I like 80 hertz. 100 if they sound floppy, but I raise crossover by 5 dB. Yeah, and it all depends on the slope too, you know, and it's just, it can drive you nuts. And usually what I'll do is I'll kind of gear it for every song, not just for one, unless, you know, that's sound quality. That's where you kind of want to gear it all for one, and then you have to have another judge get in your car. You have to play a different song, and then you got preset number 2, you know, and that's how you win SQ, man, to really, because you got to gear it in for every song. Every song's different, recording levels, and just how it was recorded then, you know, what kind of, because, you know, you want to have that stage. It gets kind of crazy, man. That's why I never really got into it. I like it to sound good though, but to compete at a sound quality level, no way, man. You need to know. I got a good ear, but that's about it. Tom Williams, Andy, what 8-inch kicker shallow speakers do you recommend for the kicks? You know, I was going to do that. I was going to go with some L7Ts in my Eclipse, and because they're square. I'm like, how cool is that? And get some better, you know, front staging, and like they're not technically mid-bass, mid-range, or more mid-bass kind of, but they're still subwoofers. They're going to play down to like 30 hertz. It's below 40. So either way, you know, I was thinking of going that route, but honestly, man, if you want to go with something bigger and you don't mind doing a little bit of fabrication, since a lot of cars don't have 8-inch, you know, speakers in their doors. They're like 6.5s or 6x9s. A few do, like I think Jeep does, and they got some weird sizes too. But I would go with the Street Series, you know, and I feel like that's really it's gonna be loud, and you're gonna get, you know, maybe the same amount of cone area of that 7-inch square as an 8-inch round. And if you go with like a 9-inch, it's gonna be like having a 10-inch door 10-inch in your door round. But if you really want to go with, you know, a shallow speaker, I mean, there is the Comp RT8. There is, I don't know too many other shallows that they got. I'm trying to think. The CVT, but I think John's got the Comp RT8s in his Mustang, or unless they're just the Comp Qs. They're not the Comp Qs. I forget exactly what he had in there. But he had that kind of situation where he had 8s in his doors. SJC, I heard there was rain in the forecast. Andy and Soundman collab. SJC is always about that collab. I hope one day, man. Oh, we got another super chat. I see it over there. I see it. It's great. You know what? I might just have that running every time now. Now that our internet's a lot better, it's kind of perfect. Here it was a bad line coming from the pole. And I know, Deviant, I know you said have him replace it, but you know, I'm like, okay, he said it's good, so we're good. No, it wasn't good. 2 of my frequencies weren't working, and the other ones were all like 5 points lower. than they should have been. It was supposed to be like 39 point something, and they were all like 34, 35, and like 2 weren't working. He's like, yeah, this wire is shot. So he replaced that. Second time's a charm, right? Kibo with the $10 super chat. That clipping will never, oh my God, it drives me nuts. Leaves money on the nightstand. Thank you so much, Kibo. Appreciate you, man. That is awesome. Thank you. Thank you, man. Oh, we got another super chat here. Look, would you just look at that? Surprise. I can't. Brian Townsend with a $5 super chat. Our brother in Thailand, Mr. Double E, Fur Baby took ill. Hit him up on Discord if you can help. Oh man, that's no good. Thank you, Brian. I know Double E's always in the Discord, but he's on the other time zone spectrum of us, so I'll try to get a hold of him. I know you guys will. Thank you so much, Brian. Oh, there he is. Double E! Hope your little fur baby's doing okay, man. Yeah, that's the worst thing when pets get sick. They become part of the family. I'll tell you that. Forgot 18 or 24 dB slopes. Slope always matters. My nose is itchy. Why is my nose itchy? Someone's talking. Dean says, I need some of those. Thank you for tuning in, Dean. The Daily Bench. What's up? What's up? I'm happy to be here watching and learning here as always. Well, we're not really teaching anything today. We're hanging out, and it's the Unmasked after show. We have a topic, but we don't really have a topic. It's Pi Day. Man, power sports. And the custom doors that Chris did, it kind of makes me think on my doors, should I seal them off? But I'm like, these ST series speakers, I would rather them just be free air and just use the door itself as the enclosure, and it's not really like I'm trying to get all kind of certain tunings out of my ST speakers. They're just meant to be loud, especially for what I'm doing. All right, cool. I just wanted to see if I missed over a few. Yes, I wanted to throw up this WTFN Garage. What's up, Andy? I finally got the SPL Lab Bass Mini. This is Cody, I think. So, what's going on, man? Man, that thing is awesome. Now, hear me out. The SPL Lab Bass Mini, do not put it in the sun while you're metering. You will get a 160. Otherwise, they are awesome, and they are great because they're portable. You just plug it into your 12-volt cigarette lighter. We call them cigarette lighters like we put cigarettes in them anymore. We just don't. So, but anyway, you throw it in there, and then you're good. All right, cool. I think I'm caught up down there. Let me scroll down. You guys throw these super chats, and then I get lost. I appreciate it, though. I do. It's what makes this channel keep going. I barely put out any content. I'm going to start getting the amp dynos done. As you can see over here, everything is running. I threw up a short today of the Kenwood. We're going to actually amp dyno this Kenwood and maybe pop some fuses on Tuesday. This is the Kenwood 9104D or 105. It's the same thing. And it's the amp that I ran on my Solo X right here, 18 for, man, since what, 2012 to 2016? So 4 years, 5 years? No, 5 years, 6 years, 5 or 6 years, give or take. Because then I got the Shark 3500. But I had this amp since 2008. It's a beautiful amp. And, well, not this exact one, but the model. The ones that I did have got stolen. So it happens. It only happened once. Never again. But I picked that up on Goodwill.com. I'm like, oh, $40. Heck yeah, man. All right, Dean, thanks for tuning in, man. Appreciate it. You're able to just stop in when you can. Appreciate you guys. SJC, both D and I said main drop issue facts. Yes, I missed something here. I'm happy RGA's in here. Everyone's getting along. It's great. Cornut, I put an 8-inch RT in a Mustang. It had 8s and 5x7 or something in the door. It turned out good. Did that, plus he had me do a CTO Zone 10 in the back. Man, I know Cornut likes that CT sounds. Man, you know, I feel like you definitely can't. You know what I mean? And there's nothing stopping you from doing it. And it's going to sound good. Those RTs, they will fit in what, 0.3 cubes, the 8s, or like 0.25. Like, it's really small. And I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like they might still work well in free air. But I would have to take a second look at them. Any woofer could technically work in free air. Just how well is it going to work? And maybe it's just going to sound really sloppy because the suspension can't keep it linear. And that's what really comes down to, because there is no acoustical spring. The acoustical spring is inside the enclosure, whether you have a sealed enclosure or a ported enclosure. And I believe that a ported enclosure actually creates more pressure than a sealed, which makes no sense. But physics, man. Physics will make you go crazy. Cornut, thank you for tuning in, man. I know you're always working on something, helping out your buddies. It's awesome, man. It's really awesome. I was gonna bring something up last night. I forget. I was watching some YouTube about physics. I'm like, oh, I should bring that up on the show. And then it's like you go to bed, you forget. I don't know. I just like science, so it works, because everything we do here is science. What is going on, man? I'm here watching from work. Don't get caught. Appreciate you hanging out with us, man. You know what? RGA is the man of reason. Please ourselves are the only ones we are obligated to, 100%. It doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. But you know what? It's not a bad idea to think about it once in a while, but not let it consume you. That's what happens. Kanga! I know Kanga was going live for a while. What happened with that? I know he tunes in here, but what's going on, man? Come on, man. I'm not gonna get too much into it. That Jeff Audio guy, you know, I'm on the fence with this guy. I'm not for him or against him, just like anybody. But his live streams are just a loop of like one video over and over and over again, or it's like all his videos, and I'm like, oh, this guy's live. He's not live, and I'm like, man, come on. And then Base Dad said something about one of his products, and then guess Jeff didn't like it, and then they were going back and forth. I'm like, man, that's not how you run a business. But that's just my opinion on that. But man, I don't know. I like finding new content creators, you know, finding those videos of bass heads or just average people, you know, talking about car audio. And a lot of times it's kicker, because they're just quite popular. They just are. I mean, if you don't know what a subwoofer's called, you call it a kicker. It's that popular. Just been around since day one. And you know, whenever it's just kind of not really, you're trying to make it look like it's something, and it's just, you're not really putting much effort into it. I don't see the pro in that at all. But if you're just not trying, that's totally fine, man. I like those videos too. Kanga bass. Oh wait, we talking car audio? Car audio? Oh. Ribbit. Ribbit. You know, it's always rigged and ribbed. And now I guess ribbited for the bullfrog. Bullfrog. The Mustang has small sealed 8-inch enclosures. That's where the RTs went. They fit in there with modification. Okay, so I mean, yeah, and the 8-inch RT, that's what I have in the Pilot in the stock location, and it requires a very small enclosure. So, and it works. So, and you know, it's not, even when you have your speakers in your door panel, it's not entirely free air. There is still some type of enclosure there, just not really tuned to a specific frequency or sealed, and you know those kind of variables with that. But right, it definitely works. Andy over here beatboxing. I see some crazy beatboxers on like TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, whatever it happens to be. It's crazy, man. Everyone has their things, though. I can't even talk tonight. Basshead Unite. Why? Because Basshead. Yes, Garrick. Awesome. It's so hard. It's like when you're live, like your brain goes in like limp mode of thinking of different things you wanted to talk about. I know there was something else that I wanted to show too here. Let's see. Amp Dyno, we covered that. The Pi, we did that. Oh man. We did the build of the week too. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I missed. Oh! I know what I have to talk about. This Friday, so we're definitely doing a giveaway this Friday anyway, because V13 won Bobby's giveaway, and he didn't want to accept it. So we get to do Bobby's again, the input reducers, this Friday. Make sure you tune in. We're going to give away those. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. Round 2. Let's go. Basshead is going to do what a basshead is going to do. You know what? These are just mottos that we all live by. Ashy, I am. Your live streams are awesome, bro. Thank you, Ashy. You know, if it wasn't for you guys putting all the effort and the donations into the show and into just me, it wouldn't be how it is today. I'd be sitting here on my laptop with my GoPro, or actually Kayla's camera, because that's actually Kayla's camera. I bought it for Kayla. And I kind of just inherited it. And I actually forgot to spin this around. I usually do one of those. Make it look fancy or something like that. And per Bubba, I threw a decal over here. We were just kind of lacking, you know. There is a decal over here, but you can't see it. So it is kind of symmetrical, but you can't see it. I try, man. But thank you, Ashy. It's so cool to be in this room. You know, just there's a different station for everything. It's all kicker, man. I love it. It makes me smile, man. Really does. SJC. Hey, Andy, that Toyd's box build should be an old school box with some gold kickers, making box look pretty. You know, I still need to talk to Toyd. I know Bass Dad was reaching out to me on, I think it was Kicker Club, and then I didn't hear anything back again on it. But right, they're going to do some fancy stuff. I mean, you could go with the kicker gold letters. It depends your budget, man. And, you know, I don't know. There's lots of things to choose from. And some of them are just going to give you kind of similar response. And some of it comes down to cosmetics, too. And I need to know more about this enclosure that they're trying to do. I don't know. I feel like you could throw in the Comp C, the Gold, the Comp R, or the VR, and you get all pretty similar results and a few, you know, differences here depending which type of enclosure you're using. And what's cool about kicker subs, they work in sealed and ported both, you know, which a lot of subs do, but, you know, I feel like they are pretty well balanced. And, you know, maybe some of like the L7 or the L7R, the S and the R, you know, maybe they do like a larger ported enclosure rather than a small sealed, but can they work in a small sealed? Absolutely. And that's the cool science behind, you know, the Solo Barrack technology of just, you know, it has kind of the parameters of two drivers, at least back then, you know, two drivers in an isobaric formation on the Clipper, which is just kind of cool, man. I would love to see that all in action. Definitely more things to pick in Steve Irby's brain, or John, or Aaron, or Kip, or the other Aaron. There's a lot of guys down there. Jeremy Brown, can't forget about Jeremy Brown. Jeremy Wynn knows a thing or two, though, as well. They are all awesome people, man. And I know Sandy messaged me back, too, and I need to reply back to her about Kicker Club merch. It's coming. It's coming. I know you guys have been waiting. I want it to be awesome and genuine from Kicker. How cool is that? Let's see here. Devin going old school. All right, cool. We're at that 45-minute mark. Yep. Bald spot on the tire. And we're on a mission. Yes. Let's see. I don't know if you guys had any questions about the UnMasked show. I know they didn't throw up too many comments tonight, but, you know, it's a pretty cut and dry topic. It's just showing the type of, you know, products that they made with the kicker equipment and, you know, utilizing that to its best potential for its scenario, which is just awesome, man. I want to get a pair of the kicker cans, like the 9s or the 11s. And I don't know why probably just for car shows to hook up to the Cornet Kicker Box. The Cornet Kicker Box is amazing and then some inside. When you put it outside, I mean, it's a 12-inch driver that's ported with two 6.5s. It's not going to be that loud at a car audio show. I kind of need to be a little bit louder for that. I think that would be perfect. I do have the KB6000s, which are sitting right over there, and the ones that are mounted on the wall. But those are meant for, inside or outside on your house, which I still need to do too. I was going to throw I have 3 sets of the KB6000s. Well, 2 of the 6000s and 1 of the KB6, the brand new one. And I still need to put a pair on the outside. And that's what I wanted to do, was hook it up to the Cornet Kicker Box, get one of those wall switch mounts to be able to turn it on and off Cornet. I think that would be perfect. Just so I'm not playing music at 11 a.m. or 12 a.m. at night, and also playing outside. And it'll be nice. VC Jester, thank you for tuning in again, man. Let's hear some beatboxing that make Dougie Fresh proud. I am not a beatboxer. I will never try to be anything I'm not. It's one thing I'm not good at. Nope. See? Failed. I can't. Bass is bass. I'm just reading the comments here. Garrick, I love watching all 3 different postcasts. I watch yours is the best. Thank you, Garrick. I appreciate you always tuning in, man. There's the people that are watching right now, majority of them are the people that always come to watch just to hang out, have a conversation in the comment section, and maybe take something away, or maybe win a giveaway. Who knows what it happens to be that day. But just to have fun. And it's crazy where, my live streams are just, we got this foundation, and it's only going to grow from there, man. And you are one of those guys. I appreciate you always tuning in, man. Let me take a sip while I'm looking at the comments here. Stu! I gotta redo that. Stu! What's going on, Stu? And we got Colby Dolby. Thank you for tuning in. That's so weird hearing that clipping now. It's so weird. It throws me off. If I've been clipping that long, I just don't know. That's why when I see these amplifiers that got clip limiters, I'm like, ooh, gimme. Just because I can just turn it all the way up, and who knows, I might lose a little bit of punchiness or whatever I'm trying to get, or get a little bit louder, but I'm never going to clip. I think it's the coolest thing, man. Kicker doesn't have that yet. I don't think they have. Oh, man, these SX amplifiers, I don't know if you can see too well, but these SX amplifiers literally have bridge mode, or not, tri mode, and they are strappable. Like, what? This thing is just totally loaded, and I cannot wait to get into it. I'm gonna see if I can get John Myers, or probably John, and get like a one-on-one interview, non-live, recorded, so that I can, share with you guys a little bit of the behind the scenes of those SX amplifiers, because they are just, it's so deep. It's like I could sit there and read the manual to you, or I could have someone that actually helped design the amplifier, been around the time that it was created, tell you about it. I think it'd be crazy. I was just reading a little bit into it. I'm like, damn. And like, you can adjust everything is on the screen. There is no, there's no dials. There's no dials on it, and it's all like a computer, man. It's insane. Lost my mouse there for a second. Is that another $20 super chat? Yep. Bubba, you know what? Thank you again, Bubba. This super chat sponsored in part by RGA's primary sponsor. Oops, I crapped my pants. We require you to hit the like to show your support. Thank you so much, Bubba. He is always waving the flag, telling the guys, smash the like, push the algorithm to another base head. Thank you so much, man. And RGA, I'm happy that he's here. RGA, I still need to get with you on your podcast, because I would like to share my StreamYard with you somehow, so you can get on more than 6 people at a time. And we'll go from there. Thank you so much, Baba. You heard it here first, folks. Yes, Baba is making it rain. That clipping is driving me nuts. I'm telling you, I don't like clipping. I like a good, clean signal, but I'm just getting too close. And I mean, it sounds fine on your end, that's great. Just my end does not sound good. It's okay though. Always more tweaking to be done. I'm just gonna have to get really loud all the time. I bet you it's just something on this darn mic over here. I'm telling you. Like if I turn this up here, nope, I still hear it. I still hear it. It's definitely just something. Yeah, I'm gonna, I'll get on to it, guys. Now I can't hear myself. There we go. Justin, again, Baba, thank you so much, man. Appreciate all that you do. Justin, what's up, Andy? Stopping by to say hello. Appreciate you tuning in, man. Again. And it's cool because we'll get new people to come in and then it's like a comment. Or, yeah, it's like a comment. They'll come in and they'll like, miss the planet and they'll come in and they'll slingshot. And it's like they're either going to slingshot and go in outer space and never come back again, or they start to become in orbit. And then they'll come around again, and then closer they get, then they just start continuously orbiting, and you guys are always tuning in. That's exactly what happens. It's awesome. I appreciate you guys. All right, let me see if I missed any of the comments while I was kibitzing and throwing up super chats. Jeff Wallace, while 45 minutes already only feels like 5 minutes went by. Shout out to the 10.9 Discord. Absolutely, man. These streams do fly. That's why, like, Kicking with Andy, it's like always an hour and a half. And, like, these shows literally run about an hour, a little bit after, depending how the subjects go and what we're talking about. It flies. It definitely does. And, yeah, I talk a lot. It helps. Thanks, Aaron. I mean, I'm by myself. What else am I going to do? I mean, I could just sit here and just, I mean, the kicker clock is pretty interesting. If you watch the kicker clock, just watch it. It's interesting to watch. I don't have to sit here and talk at all. See, that'd be boring. I got to talk. No, it's a blessing and a curse, to do these live streams by yourself, but you don't have to fight with somebody, having a conversation. That's why I don't always do it and always bring people on, but like special guests, they are special. And I'm just going to tell you guys now first. I mean, we're on the Kicker Unmasked after show, and I'm just going to tell you guys because it's in the works, and I don't know exactly what I'm going to do for sure, but we're already planning things and trying to map out stuff to make sure that it works. And having a live show at Slamology is going to be tough. Yep. We're going to be live, folks. We're going to be live, and man, I don't know. A mini studio in the pilot, or in Cookie Monster, or outside in a tent. I don't know. Besides that, we're going to have a few guests on there. Sorry, what was I saying? Well, throwing out too much, but we're going to have some special guests on that. And I would love to get the guys that are also driving out to Slamology that tune into the show to get on the show. I think that would be awesome. Besides the whole specs and getting mics and camera and A10 Mini and all the other kind of fun stuff and internet and Wi-Fi. Besides that, just kind of doing the live stream. It's going to be awesome. I wanted to tell you guys, I can't hold it back anymore. It's like, I am a vendor for Slamology. Go on their website. You will see Living Loud with Andy. It is awesome. And I wanted to tell everybody that that's what's happening. Of course, I'm going to be giving demos. Oh, part 2 of that. Don't blow the guest, Sandy. Part 2, the Quad Box and Cookie Monster will both be at Slam. I am going to be borrowing Seth's, the guy that's doing everything for me for the doors for the ST series speakers. I'm going to be borrowing his car dolly. And I was like, you know what? It's okay. I don't have the money because I got to get a paint job for the pilot and then a car dolly. That's going to be a lot of money. I'll just drive my Eclipse there. Cookie Monster, that's fine. And now it's like, okay, I need to bring a lot of stuff with me. And that car has no room. So yeah, we need the Pilot, and we're just going to tow the Eclipse, and Seth's going to let me borrow his car dolly. So it's going to be awesome, man. I'm excited. Bring the casting couch to Slam. I'm going to have to go to IKEA and rent one. I need a black leather couch. It has to be black. I can't. The tent. Yeah, that's what I'm figuring. I mean, I'm sure we can get some extra tents. I do have a 10 by 10 kicker tent, which is beautiful. It's stout. It's hard, Jeff. But you know what? I catch myself a lot talking to myself. So, I mean, if you can do that, don't pull a costly candy. Oh, man, that was funny. Oh, both times. Oh, man, you wouldn't just leave me on here by myself and... yeah, to be there kind of thing. Cool story, bro. Let's see. SJC be coming around. We're going to have to figure out attack and release. Why do you think it needs a little bit of tweaking? Do you hear my voice like ending too soon or something like that? I think that's the hardest thing to get, is just so that that compressor doesn't kick in when it shouldn't. Let's see. Very well-known fact right here. RGB makes your speakers louder. Did you not see Electro's video? No, I did not see that video, but I believe it, man. And, you know, bass sounds louder when you have mids and highs to keep up with it. I believe it. So RGB, 100%. Casting couch is fine. I'm worried if he busts a bed and... Oh, come on, man. You know, that happens. It happens. All right. Cool. Oh, John Myers is watching. What's going on, John? Thanks for tuning in, man. I try to have Kicker Club up, but then I have a tablet here too, and I usually use this. I forgot to use this, and yeah. So, and to share stuff on my phone, and yeah, it's impossible. We're getting there. It's a science. I was, you know, just been working on this studio, getting the amp dyno together, and just a bunch of stuff. I know it looks like a mess right now. It's not too bad, but man, it's been a lot. I need a better shot for that. I was trying, but it's like you can only do so much with whatever you got. John, damn, I'm late to the party. It's okay, John. And John, since we got you here, I wanted to know, I was going to reach out to you text, but you're here now. I would love to get your input on your amplifiers, the SX650 and the 400.2. You know, like a video, chat, just give me the A to Z kind of like interview kind of deal. So when I throw up a video and an amp dyno for those amps, have quality content to go along with it. Thanks for tuning in. Everyone's like, John. Sorry, RGA. Thanks for tuning in, man. I appreciate you here. I missed you tonight. Aaron did a great job, though. Did a great job. Oh, sweet. Awesome. Let me know when you're available. I'm probably going to start on that, not this weekend, probably next weekend and from there. So let me know, and we'll definitely arrange something. Probably could just do it over StreamYard. That'd be a lot easier instead of me driving down to Stillwater. I mean, we could do that too. See, I'm trying to get down there. just let me know, you know, just for that one video. Thanks for tuning in, man. Shout out for John Myers. Thank you for doing everything you do, bro, to John. And for supporting Andy. I appreciate all you guys, man. And, you know, John is that dude. John is that dude. And his Mustang sounds amazing. It sounds amazing. I know he did some tweaks on it too, and he had Jacob retune it, so I would love to hear it again. And the switches, you cannot forget about the switches. Lots of switches on that dyno. It's just cool. Like, I don't have to rewire nothing. 4 ohms, 2 ohms, 1.3 or 1. It's beautiful. Beautiful. It's like an 81, but better because it's the SPL lab. Just saying. You know, the DD1. The 81 does the 1% certified run and then uncertified, which I don't even know what the uncertified THD goes up to. Like, no one knows. I would have to ask Tony Diamore, but I've gotten a lot more out of amplifiers even past 10% THD, because that was kind of my, you know, yeah, it's about as most amount of power you're going to get, but really when you're burping, you know, you're probably 10 to 20% THD if you're just maxing your amp out. And that's the power that, you know, shows on your run. And the SPL lab does that. It does more. And I think it's just more flexible. There's more switches and things I got to do with resistive loads, but it's all there on the screen too. And it calculates efficiency real time. Just saying. Derek, you might want to get one. You just might. Let's see. Flattery will get you everywhere. I'm trying, John. Oh, man. Yeah, SJC, you're absolutely right. I'm not throwing that one up, though. Awesome, man. All right, well, I'm not going to keep you guys hanging too long. This was just like a laid-back show. I wanted to talk about a few things. It's the Unmasked After Show. You know, we're just here to hang out and kind of wind down after the Unmasked show. And Aaron, Jacob, and Chris did a fine job. And, of course, it was nice seeing Sandy in the background with Ernie and Bill. I think J-Dub was there, too. Maybe not. Maybe I was seeing things. But either way, they did great tonight. And Friday, make sure you tune in. We will be giving away Bobby B, Uncle Bobby B's input reducers.
Uncle Bobby B, baby. Uncle Bobby B.
I gotta throw it up every time. All right, guys. I will see you Friday. Have an awesome weekend. Well, week. Yeah. It doesn't feel like Tuesday because I didn't have to work yesterday. Totally throws off my entire week. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Love you guys. I will see you Friday. Cornut's coming in early with the rest of his 14.4 volt super chat. Thank you, Cornut. Appreciate you, man, with another 7.2 volt super chat. Oh, but then Baba comes in with a 10.9 volt super chat. Oh, it's getting crazy. Approaches Ridge, looks for Mike. Mike DePoli's like, what? Baba's right there. Mike DePoli shoots for 5. Thank you guys so much. And just because it was a short show, what we'll do is I'm going to go live on Andy's Extra. So if you're subscribed, go subscribe. And we're going to mess with this audio stuff. I will see you guys there. Stay living loud.